It's basically okay. It's about a guy who's going in as the best fentanyl distributor of all time. He was doing it for the Swedish government, and the FBI were doing an underground sting operation with this guy that was off the books. Nobody knew about it except the supervisor, one agent, and the fucking guy doing it. Well, then they end up because somebody fucks up, and the cop gets killed. That basically the FBI was ready to wash this whole thing.
Your food's on the table.
Oh, okay.
Does it remind you of anything? This is a fucking badass
blacklist or something?
Oh, season 8 started yesterday.
A blacklist?
Yeah, I didn't even. I was, because on Google when you click it, it'll tell you what the most searched things are right now. And on one of them, it said Elizabeth Keene. I was like, Elizabeth Keene. I was like, what the fuck? And apparently, like, it talked about the summary of the season 8 episode 1 that premiered yesterday.
Yeah, that movie was pretty good.
I feel you. That does sound pretty good.
What did you say it was called?
Informant.
I can't name any. Y'all probably can name some of these actors. I can't.
You should watch The Traitor. The Traitor with Don Cheadle. That movie. It came out when the Middle East was hot. Terrorism and all that shit. I highly recommend checking it out.
Have y'all watched that movie War Pigs by Jonah Hill?
No.
Nah, I feel like that's whack. Man, that's crazy.
Bro, it's a true story. It's a legit true story.
It's basically this. These dudes have like a company out of their best house or garage, and they somehow, some way managed to get the military, the U.S. military.
The military has contracts, like, for guns dealing. Like, they used to do them on a site, and you can find them, you could win these contracts. It could be, as long as you provide them the weapons, it could be like over hundreds of thousands, 10,000.
How many weapons
it all depends on how much they need to move. Like, if you need, like, they could say, they need about 100 cases of MREs. If you get 100 cases of MREs, you can win that contract and go make some bank. The same thing with guns. It's like, give me 100,000 AKs with about at least 2,000 rounds of ammunition for each, which is a lot of ammunition.
Right.
That could be worth up to millions.
Right.
That's what they were doing. They made fucking bank off this shit.
And these people went from their garage.
From the garage, basically. It's almost like a Wolf of Wall Street type of thing, but more about guns.
Right.
They
didn't really fuck nobody over, did they? Didn't Wolf of
Wall
Street
they fucked some people over.
Oh, they did. You have to, right? To get big like that, like Rockefeller, everybody has to fuck somebody.
They try to fuck over this underground Ukrainian arms dealer, and they try to like screw him out of the money because there's the contract they were supposed to make almost triple what they were about to make. They're like, well, fuck that. Let's just not pay this motherfucker because he sold us shitty ammunition.
Right.
But can't do that to these type of people. See, you can do that to the regular people, but don't try to fuck over these underground arms dealers, bro. They'll fucking kill you.
Dang. This is in the States? This is here?
Yeah,
in the United States? That's crazy.
But there's certain, like, you can't sell certain guns to certain countries, like you can't, what is it, in Jordan, they can't buy Italian-made weapons.
Why?
They just can't. There's a Geneva Convention on it. There's something in the UN that doesn't allow it. So they can't. You can't transport Italian weapons to a country.
But any other kind of weapons they can.
But you can transport them to France, and you can take them from France all the way over there.
Yeah, it's like you can't, like certain things that require pieces. You can't ship them. You can't ship a bomb, right? A nuke, but you can ship the middle part and the outside part. Ship one to France, ship one to Russia, ship one here, and you pick them all up and bring them down here. You know what I'm saying? Put them together. You know what I'm saying?
Like
there was a car.
That way, only governments can do.
There was a car that this rich guy, this guy really wanted here in America, but it was somehow illegal to get it imported from this country. So what he did is he bought it and had it parted out and shipped in different containers to him
from different places,
from different countries. Yeah, and he got the car.
Yeah. Yeah, this movie was pretty good. Plus, with Jonah Hill, it's actually pretty funny.
Jonah Hill's in it.
Yeah, Jonah Hill is one of the arms dealers.
Damn. Did he produce this movie? Because I know he's producing movies.
I don't know, he might.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
It came out a few years ago. I saw a preview for it when it came out.
It's pretty good. I watched it. It was pretty good.
It did look like a Wolf of Wall Street type movie, but it's like arms dealing. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, but it's all true though. I looked up the story with these guys, and what's funny is that they got in trouble, but they're gonna be able to trade again in like 2025 or 2024, so they can rebid for military contracts. That's how loose these.
Yeah, and if you don't think they've been on the black market, just refining their craft. Shit. Now we got a movie about us. Don't you want to buy from us?
Basically, this is what it tells you. is that if you ever had the question, has America ever dealt with black arms dealers? Yeah. And they actually offer these contracts to these people. They don't ask.
You ever seen God of War with Nicolas Cage? Man, that's my favorite. Okay,
Did they go into that?
He's the world's biggest arm dealer in that movie, bro. We should check that one out. We should see if we can find it.
He deals to every government.
Would y'all rather see Tenet or that? Lord of War.
God of War.
Lord of War.
Or Lord of
Is
War.
it Lord of, I don't know. Tell me which one you think is better.
Watch a preview for both of them.
Oh, I'm recording right now.
Oh, fuck!
This is great content. I love it. This is good content. But
I didn't even know.
You got talking about these cool movies and shit.
But yeah, if you
I
get
think
a
about shit
question,
I said.
No, there's nothing bad.
Okay.
but even with the informant, do you think that they're
Smoke crack.
well, really? If you ask that question, like, well, would they ever kill people like that because they mess up on trying to take down a whole arms dealer? Yes, they would.
Bro, yeah.
Because it's like if you happen to have reliable information that a big name person is involved with you, of course they're gonna make sure they take you out. You know
They'll even make you think that, oh yeah, we'll keep you out of jail, we'll do all that just to get the info that you have, and then just kill you, just to protect homeboy. It's like a double cross. Informant was a crazy movie, great movie, and what is it? What did I say? War Pigs.
War Pigs.
War Pigs is another one to watch.
What's that one about?
I told you, Jonah Hill.
It's the Jonah Hill.
Oh, that's the Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
War Machine with Brad Pitt. Now that one is a good movie too.
That's an army movie. You might not like that one as much.
Really?
That's an army
It's not an
movie.
action type of a movie, but it's really informative.
Is it like Saving Private Ryan?
No. It deals with how the army, the hierarchy in the army works. You know what I'm saying? How this guy, he tried his best to do it by the book and do his job right.
All I want to do is win.
But he realizes that everyone else who's behind him doesn't want him to accomplish his job. He's being set up. You know what I'm saying? And you'll see why, because the whole Middle East thing, everything we did over there, we're doing over there now, has just been all about profiting. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We're not making no peace over there. You know what I'm saying? We're taking a piece, taking pieces of what we're doing over there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yeah, it is a good movie and tells you how what's going on over there is it's a big clusterfuck since the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
And that's such a weird word, clusterfuck.
Clusterfuck. I love it when I first heard it. I started using it immediately.
Yeah.
Those words like gooch.
You know what was another good movie that was on point with what they were talking about was Goodfellas.
With the mafia.
Why?
Yeah, mean, because it basically
I
that's
love that
kind of
movie.
how
Like
it
I said, I hope
works.
you've seen Goodfellas, bro.
I love that movie.
Okay, good. You seen Casino?
I seen Casino.
Okay,
I love
good,
Casino.
good. Okay,
I referenced that shit yesterday at work.
You seen some basics.
Yeah.
What'd you reference?
Alright, so because there's this kid that's real bad, and he lives across the street.
You call him Joe Pesci?
No. So his teacher, she has several kids that are they're just high energy kids, and it's just whatever. But this particular kid, he was twerking one time in the cafeteria. His boy, so I had to take him to the office.
Yeah.
Because he was just caught in his second grade. But I was telling the custodian there that well, anyway, so that kid, he ran across the street because he saw the teacher come back. She left and she came back, and this is after school, and she was showing him her car. And then he's like, "Oh, look, he's gonna fuck up her car or something."
This is not creepy at all.
We're right. What?
A teacher showing a student, look at my car.
I mean, I guess kids ask, kids care, oh, what's your car? Does your car look cool? And she's like, oh, it's that one right there. But her, his dad right there, or whatever. And then we were joking, one day he's gonna come, he's gonna blow it up, and you're just gonna see him in the distance, and you'll be like, ha ha ha. And then, or she's gonna try to turn on her car,
It's gonna blow her up.
and it's gonna try to blow her up like Casino. He's gonna have the gasoline thing. And she's gonna be like, yeah. Like to give me that F.
That kid like that, huh?
Yeah, but he seems like he also reminds me of my little cousin who's in the Navy now, who's hyperactive, very annoying.
That's what they want in the armed forces. They want those hyperactive kids. They want to drill the shit out of you.
I mean, there's not much else that can focus you. Yeah. I think some people need discipline, but it'd be better if it was more samurai type militant, where they also offer poetry and shit and arts.
You know what focus me?
Military. Bro, yes.
That's what focus.
Psilocybin. I just heard that they're starting to do like testing on people who have CTE from the UFC
they definitely should.
with the psilocybin because it can help regenerate neurons and shit.
Yeah, but the thing is, you got to stop taking those punches now, fam. You know what I'm saying? That's fun.
But they're doing it with like some people that are out of the UFC, but there's some that are in it.
Hopefully, they're like, look, come take all these whoopers afterwards. We'll give you free mushrooms forever. It's like, come on, fam.
It's not gonna balance enough.
Yeah, I mean. I'll go out there and get harder now.
Unless you like Super Mario Bros. And get these big ass mushrooms and shit, but.
Those are dangerous.
Yeah, those
the actual mushrooms.
Yeah, those are poisonous and shit. But they got some in Japan that actually make you feel like you're growing, and that's supposedly that one's based on the Mario mushroom.
Hey, you know those tanks that Joe Rogan be talking about? Everyone
What tanks?
The salt full of salt water and everything.
Yeah, the deprivation tanks.
Yeah. So anyhow,
where you can hallucinate.
The guy who invented them was a really interesting guy. His name was John Lilly. John, you probably heard his name on the podcast anyway. And this guy one time did an experiment that was sponsored by pretty much every branch of the armed forces. The experiment was to take dolphins and try to get them to speak like us, get them to learn and communicate with humans.
Right.
Yeah, they took this test to the max, bro. Like,
what was this in the 70s?
Yeah,
okay,
basically. Okay. You know what I mean? And look,
I want to swim with dolphins.
They're gonna tell you that it didn't work, but let me tell you something. I've also heard in the past decade. In the past decade, I've heard of quite a few instances of militarized, weaponized dolphins. You never heard about that?
No.
Okay, yeah. So, if I tell you this experiment occurred in the 70s, and I tell you that recently I heard about weaponized, dolphins and shit, what does that tell you? It might have worked. And they just didn't want to tell the public because now we created this weapon, this dolphin that we communicate with and put guns on its back and, shit, whatever. You know what I mean?
Oh, man. Cute ass dolphins and shit, and they're fucking doing it.
Bro, imagine you're a CCP terrorist and you're trying to, surprise attack America from behind, from one of the oceans, and you see a school of dolphins coming off, and then you're like, oh, whatever. Right. But then as they get closer and closer, you're like, the fuck? They're all strapped with like fucking M16s, bro.
They got American flags.
Yeah.
There you go. That's how I was trying to figure out how to do it. Man, hey, man. I mean, when you put it like that,
fucking terrifying.
Terrifying for them. Amazing for us.
Yeah. How crazy would it be to see a dolphin with? That's the last thing you see. A dolphin with a gun.
Damn.
Like, imagine this.
Like, what the fuck?
I had seen a movie a couple days ago called Dread. Have you ever seen the trailer of this movie?
Wait, are you talking about the newer one?
Yeah,
the one that's a copy of The Raid.
Yeah, basically, yeah, pretty much. Well,
it's pretty good though.
It is. Well, the drug in that movie is weird because it's like an inhaler. But what it does, it slows down time. Like everything's going in slow motion. Well, what they did is for the gangsters or whatever. What they did is, as a punishment, was that they make you take a whole hit and then they throw you off almost 100-story building.
Yeah, because it feels like infinity, and you know that the ground's coming, but it doesn't ever come.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
And the movie, that's the premise.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I'm like,
you check it out. Check the movie out.
It's a pretty good movie.
But like 3 hours of that? That sounds kind of crazy.
It's not 3 hours. Oh, you talking about Falling?
I mean, like, no, because it's infinity, but like, I mean, it sounds like a cool premise, but watching a whole movie about it.
Oh, but that's not just the premise.
Okay.
The premise is that some shit's going down, and then Dredd has to come in and stop it.
Judge Dredd?
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's not Stallone. It's some other dude.
But I know Judge Dredd because of the comic book.
But the dude who did it, Carl Urban, he did a good fucking job.
2000 AD or something like that. Oh yeah.
It's a good movie.
That's dope.
It's a good movie.
It's probably underrated, right? Because it didn't blow up.
Hell yeah, it's underrated. A lot of fans tried to petition for a part 2. This was when sequels was a shit, but man, they didn't want to do it.
Man.
It was good though. It was good.
Too real, man.
It was a good movie.
Nah, man, it wasn't too real, but it was good. It was
a good action movie. It pulled heartstrings.
I feel like those actors probably weren't part of the whole like the we like the adrenochrome shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why. You know what I'm saying? Like the only way you get made to the sequel, which we try to blow you over the actors, if you're part of that club. You know what I'm saying? If not, fuck you. You're an outsider.
Damn, this sucks because like with the way Marvel and even DC, they get all this their comic books. There's so many good stories, bro. Judge Dredd has so much potential for universe of shit.
Books and stories, hell yeah, bro. Oh yeah, we do need to do a podcast on comic books. I need to put you on one called The Invisibles. That one changed my life. The Invisibles is what inspired The Matrix.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you think that The Matrix was really written by a black lady who got killed and shit? You know that story?
But see, that's the singer, Aaliyah. People think Aaliyah wrote The Matrix. I mean, maybe.
No, not Aaliyah.
Not her?
No, it's like an old black lady who's an author.
I mean, anybody could have written it.
And then right.
Anybody could have written it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, that thing is...
People actually say that Aaliyah?
Yeah, some people are like, just look for names, just look for names to try and connect the dots, right? It's like...
Nah, I seen this thing like a while back where it's like this older black lady who's like a science fiction author and supposedly they took it from her. Because it's like two dudes, right? Brothers or something?
Wachowskis. And you know what happened to those guys?
They got turned into women.
Yeah. No, trans. They're trans. They got hit with the whole Caitlyn Jenner thing. Bruce Jenner, were like, oh, I want to be a chick now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Creepy. Bro, that kind of shit makes you want to stay the fuck away. There's something you're going to give me that will make me want to go trans. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy, right? It's like ecstasy, but... inverted to ecstasy.
It's like the best way I can explain to people is like this. Imagine that in town, like in downtown, there's nightclubs, and the biggest, most fanciest, most whatever club that has all the newest shit, hottest attraction is called Hollywood. That's the biggest club, Hollywood, right? But the people who run it are some really evil people, fam. You probably don't want to be there, but because that's where they tell you everybody is. That's where you want to be, right? You know what I'm saying? But you're better off going just,
Hollywood's fucked up right now too.
Yeah, bro.
Hollywood in New York.
You're better. You're better off just, not doing that.
Saw this in the Rogan and that guy Grant Morrison or Hamilton Morrison, whatever his name.
That's crazy. Grant Morrison is the guy that wrote The Invisibles.
That's an older guy, right?
Yeah.
He's been on Joe Rogan as well, right? Or no?
Know. But I know Grant.
I might be I might be mixing a bunch of names.
Yeah, Graham Hancock.
So anyway, this guy in particular, so Joe Rogan was telling him. So it's crazy how after a year of coronavirus, there's been studies that have been put out that exercise and vitamins and water and all this shit can help you, right?
Yeah.
And then this other guy, he's more like science based. He's like, yeah, but it's kind of cool that we can create like a chemical, and it's basically like, see, what scientists are. They're doing everything they possibly can to not work out. Because then there's science that says working out can help you do this, but no, let's find a chemical so people can stay fat, so they don't have to work out, and we can still help them. Yeah. And it's just finding they're just that lazy.
They really are. See,
that they use their mind just to do something so they don't have to work out.
Because if I sit there and tell you about working out and taking care of yourself, and
they can prevent it,
and you hit me with but right there you already lost me.
Right.
You're lazy. Just stop talking, bro.
And I'll admit it. Yeah. I'll admit I'm kind of lazy, but I know I can admit because there's science, there's facts, there's articles and shit.
You're not like,
that say you can prevent it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and take a fat burner and be all right. Like, nah, bro.
No, bro. I mean, it's just and there's studies that say the most deaths come from the countries that have the highest obesity, and it's connected, bro. For whatever fucking reason, it's connected. You know what I'm saying? That's what we know from a year. That's supposed to be 2 weeks. But thank God that we live in Texas, bro.
Well, we'll see. They're going to find... You've already seen they're going to find something... Oh, let me take our conversation I overheard at the barbershop the other day.
All right.
So, the governor has recently put out the whole thing that, March 10th is going to reopen the state, 100% capacity, mask mandate, it's gone, blah, 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 blah. So these two individuals in the barbershop are talking about that. And one of them was like, yeah, man, what do you think? Do you think the cases are going to go up pretty quick? He's like, oh, yeah, of course. Within a month, they're going to skyrocket, this and that. Everyone's going to have COVID, this and that. And then the other guy's like, yeah, man, it's pretty crazy. And then the other guy's like, yeah, the Greg Abbott guy, man, I really, you know what, man, I really think the only reason that he got elected is because there was nobody else running against him, man, I wish someone like Beto would run. And then guys like, yeah, Beto. Yeah, that would be good. I'd vote for him real quick. I'm just sitting there like, man, you just want to give away all your rights, right, mother lovers? Man, you know what I'm saying?
Baby.
Just take all my freedoms.
Didn't he run?
Who?
Beto ran again.
He tried, but then because in Texas, because he tried to say, I'm going to take your guns.
But he ran.
He ran.
So those people don't realize that, because they said nobody ran against him, but Beto ran against him. And they voted for him, and he lost.
I don't think it was for governor of Texas. I think whatever
Beto was. He was trying to be a representative.
Yeah, he's trying to work his way up. You know,
Well, I saw a map
Beto's still green.
that says that. What do you mean reptilian?
Nah, he's
No,
still.
he's
Well,
just-
he's still green. He's still. They still got a. He still got. He's not the Black Eye Club yet. Put it like that.
So yeah, but I saw a map that showed that there's no blue states.
You see Sons of Anarchy? He's still a prospect. How about
I
that?
need to watch Sons of Anarchy.
God dang it, Chris!
bro.
But there's only blue cities, big cities, which I want to bring. It brings me to overcrowding, because a lot of people think overpopulation is a thing. That's ridiculous.
You think it's not true that this world is becoming overpopulated?
Nah, bro. It's just people are just overcrowded in cities. There's so much land, bro.
Well, there's a lot of people that are leaving California and stuff, leaving these democratic states and cities because of overcrowding over there. That they're bringing it over here. So they're bringing that vote over here and establishing themselves in the major cities like San Antonio, Dallas. Because they with their salaries over there in California, they can't afford to live over there. But
They
can
got the
live
state
afford to live
taxes
over
and
here.
shit.
Hey, side note, you know what one of the chess grandmaster named Hikaru Nakamura said? He said the two biggest cities for chess in the United States are New York and Dallas, Texas.
Oh, really?
I was like, what? He said that club that we have, the Dallas Chess Club, has like almost every month 2 tournaments, you know, where you go and you play 4 30-minute matches against people, you know what I'm saying? So you're there 4 hours, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, if it ends and
Yeah. Oh no, but there's
That sounds like
a
fun.
30-minute limit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
See, and back in the day, you didn't get time back for every move.
no, I just mean that. I mean, if it takes that long.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes you can lose real quick.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I
oh
can
yeah.
lose
Oh,
real
I
quick.
see what you're saying.
Yeah,
I see
you
what you.
feel
I
me?
thought you were talking about like, damn. That's
Man, that sounds like
Take it now.
fun though.
yeah, it does.
I
But
mean, it sounds cool.
But it costs a decent amount to be a member of the. I've looked this up of course, I wanted to be part of Dallas Chess Club. Dude, that's the name.
ECC.
But it costs a decent amount. But we can talk about it. But that's a side note.
We can make our own chess club.
Yeah.
man.
So you're talking about how yeah, we do. We have a chess club. We have so many
But
prospects.
yeah,
Kevin's sister plays chess.
Oh, wow.
oh, that's cool. But no, that's what's happening now is that they can't afford to live in California anymore because of A, the wildfires that continue to spread around there, and B, the high state taxes, and also the
Business is
real
closing.
estate
Oh, yeah.
is just so high. Now you can take it into a side note with that and say, oh, who bought up all that land? Well, that's a question you gotta ask. Who bought that land and made it so expensive?
Yeah, it's like who's buying all that farmland and paying these farmers not to farm?
Right.
Who bought up the whole city of Detroit?
Who bought up all California and set it on fire?
That's who you gotta ask. And once you find out who owns a lot of the real estate in California.
Wait, I've seen that. I've seen a map that says, who is it? Is it Gates? I don't know. But yeah, I saw this thing, this meme that said it's crazy how there's doctors who want to talk about like if people want a chemical, right, that can help, that can be this miracle chemical, because that's what scientists want. Any way that they can cure something without having to work out, right?
Yeah.
So some scientists do, which, you know, whatever. I mean, it's still cool. I get it. But like that hydrochloroquine or whatever, like there's
Hydroxychloroquine?
that one. Doctors will promote it, right? And then people will be like, nah, they'll politicize it. They politicize anything that Trump liked. They're like, nah, fuck that. But then, but Gates doesn't have a degree. He's not a doctor.
Well, right. You also have to look up what happened when Bill Gates was dabbling in the vaccines in India, where almost 500,000 people were handicapped or had defects with their children.
Talking about
because
Bill
of the
Gates?
vaccines.
Gates, bro.
Look, it says a lot about a man when you have an entire country ready to sue you for what you did and really ban you out of the country.
And then he's over Africa. Africa hates him too for what he's done over there. I mean, I guess like they recognize that we've been used as guinea pigs.
And those are the most spiritual lands. You know what I mean?
Africa and
India.
Yeah.
Now, when you look at, this is just what I looked up between like the GDP budget of every country in the military. I saw one that said India's was starting to jump from like 8 out of the top 10 countries. We're always going to be number 1.
Right. We're number 1, right?
We're number 1 always.
Who's 2? China?
This is why they hate.
No.
We're number 1.
No matter what.
Actually, they're number 3. I think it's Russia at number 2.
Okay.
Then,
We're number 1 to being fat. That's what.
But it's nowhere near what America puts in. Okay, we're at like 365 billion of our GDP that goes into it. The next one closest is like 150. maybe like 100.
Oh, okay.
China goes nowhere near it, and neither does Russia.
Right.
Third one was actually Saudi Arabia, I think, or one of the
Don't be
countries.
racist.
But number 4
Don't be
was
racist.
actually Pakistan. Or no, it was actually Great Britain, then it was Pakistan, and India, then France.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
France kind of came up, right? They've always been kind of a laughing stock in the history pages.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
when
we
it
don't
comes
wanna be mean
when
with
it comes
French,
to wars, yes, that's why. Because
No,
But they helped
I mean,
us though.
look,
I mean, shout out to France.
it's like
they helped us in the
look, it's
revolution.
also let's not if we're going to take a shit about France, let's also bring up another country whose army has always been historically weak, basically non-existent, Italy.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
I mean, but you can't really say the French were kind of bad. You
And
can
it's
say
funny,
the politics
Italy
were-
runs the world pretty much. I mean, that's where the Vatican's
yeah,
at.
yeah,
Yeah, that's where all the
Well, the Romans.
This is the Venetian.
Did-
This is where all the rich family all started. You know, right there, all that shit started. But they have the weakest quote unquote national army in the world. But see, the Vatican has probably the army to talk about. You know what I'm saying? But they don't care about the people of Italy. It's just the Vatican that would protect them.
Right. Its own country, its own state.
Come on, somebody move. Peace.
All right.
But I mean,
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Shooting the
man.
shit, volume 1. Nah, I'm playing. We keep
Yeah,
going.
yeah.
We keep shooting.
No, that's
some
good. That's pretty cool.
You
Unless
keep-
you
no, did we finish that point?
What's the point?
What point were we making? I felt
Oh,
like
about
we just.
India.
I feel like we just. shooting shit.
No, we went from your question about the scientists with the drugs,
Right.
and they're creating a pill that they're just gonna live. Because we went on a side tangent about India and then India's army.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to bring that up. That I thought it was interesting that it's like they're doing basically. I just realized that today. It's funny, it's smart, but it's like they're doing literally anything they can to not have to work out,
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it was.
to be healthy.
That's what it was.
To prevent
Bill Gates
sickness,
did what he did.
because
That's
there's-
why. Oh my bad.
No, go ahead.
That's why I was saying that about India's army, because it was just increasing so much. It just went to almost like top of the world.
Apparently,
Now,
Nowhere.
apparently India.
I don't know if they're getting ready to face off with China.
Yeah,
or they're,
it's just been going on.
what's
They're
been going
popping
on?
off and popping off over there.
shout out to
But
India.
they getting ready. They ain't gonna play no shit. From what I can see.
You know, a lot of people. There was an earthquake in Japan a couple of weeks ago, and there's a picture that looked like there was an explosion that happened right off of the volcanoes. Right, real close to one of them. A lot of people said that explosion was actually a military attack. And then there's some even more bigger rumors that according to the people in Japan, I don't know if these people are conspiracy theorists, but they said that was one of the biggest adrenochrome factories in the world that was blown up. Now I don't know if that was true or not. I don't know if you
So
know.
if it is, that's good news.
It is. It depends on what side you're on.
On that note, with that good ass news. Plus in Tennessee, bless you, they captured, they saved some girls from sex trafficking or some shit.
Oh yeah, they saved 100 and something the other
150
day
at
from
least.
what state was
It
it?
was in Tennessee.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shout
Mainstream
out to
media, silent as fuck.
Yeah.
Hey, you ever notice how you said the podcast to listen to, they always got juicy at the end, and then they call it like, damn it, why y'all be talking?
That way I can come back to next time,
Yeah,
motherfuckers.
next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Peace.